Hi guys, U1A4, we're going to look at division. First long division and then synthetic division. So this question here is taken from, I believe it's taken from that little app that's built into your your activity, the U1A4 activity. If not, it's just a standard question. What I want to do is find out what happens if I divide 3x cubed minus 5x squared minus 7x plus 1 by x minus 3. So the reason we're doing this eventually is for in U1A5, we're going to look at the factors of different polynomials. So we'll figure out the factors, and then from there we'll find out the roots of this. But this may or may not be a root. X minus 3 may or may not be a root, and you know if it is or isn't at the end if there's a remainder or not. But that's not the question. The question is let's divide. And so to divide, we can do this method or the other method, which we'll get to in a second. So this is long division. This is very similar to your old style long division, which I'm sure you haven't done in a while. So a question like, what's 4 divided into 367? And then you go, right, 9, 36. Keep going. Remember that one? Well, anyway, it's very similar to this. So step 1 is to figure out what you're going to multiply by, or how to get this going. And to do that, what you do is you take this 3x cubed right here, and you divide it by this guy right here, which is x, and you're left with 3x squared. Okay, and so that's going to be the first thing I'm going to put in here. So that goes there, 3x squared. So now I go x minus 3 times 3x squared, and that gives me 3x cubed. So what I did here was to figure out what am I going to multiply this by to get this right here. And I'm sure you could have eyeballed that and said, sure, x times what is 3x cubed? It's got to be 3x squared, and that's up here. So now I have 3x squared times x is 3x cubed, and now 3x squared times negative 3, and that's minus 9x squared. Now, when you draw the line here, we're going to subtract both these terms here, and you can put a bracket here. Sometimes people do this. They put a bracket like this and do this. I'm not going to bother, and I'm not sure if you should either. So we can get rid of this. I just want to go through each term and see if I can subtract it. So 3x cubed subtract 3x cubed. You know this is going to be 0x cubed, or just 0. Okay, so you don't really need to write that. And this is 5 subtract 9, which is 5 plus, sorry, it's 5 subtract negative 9, which is 5 plus 9, which is 4x squared. So 5 minus 5x squared minus minus 5x squared minus negative 9x squared is the same as minus 5x squared plus 9x squared, which gives me 4x squared. Then what I do is I bring this down just like I would have here, like when I was doing this over here, my little practice, and that's minus 7x. And I look over here and I want to figure out what do I need to multiply x again by to get 4x squared. So here there's 4x squared, there's x, so I need another 4x. So that's what goes here. So this is 4x squared. Okay, so this 4x squared divided by x gets me 4x. So that's what I'm multiplying by. 4x times x is 4x squared, of course, and 4x times minus 3 is minus 12x. Again, that's going to be 0. I'm not going to bother writing it. This is going to be minus minus, so that's a plus. And that's going to be what? 5x here. And this is plus 1. Bring this down here. I actually wrote down the wrong question, but that's fine. And the last step is going to be to figure out the ending here. And so what times x gets me 5x, and that's 5. And that is 5x minus 3 times 5 is minus 15. And then I subtract these two and I get 16. So this means that x minus 3 goes into 3x cubed minus 5x squared minus 7x plus 1, and leaves us this 3x squared plus 4x plus 5 and a remainder of 16. So another way to write that is that this here, if I just wanted to write this real quick, save some space here. If I just want to show what this is all worth here, let me use the magic of smart here. Oh no, I don't want to do that too much. We'll do that 16. So what I want to do is say that 3x cubed minus 5x squared minus 7x plus 1 is equal to x minus 3, which is the factor that I tried to divide by here, or I did divide by here, 3x squared plus 4x plus 5, and my remainder was 16 if you remember, and that's plus 16. Okay, so that's a remainder of 16. Does that divide evenly? No, it doesn't. Okay, so what is x minus 3 a root? Is the root 3? No, it's not for this here, but that's tomorrow's work. Let's look at synthetic division. So same sort of thing when you want to divide, but dividing synthetically. So a different way to do it. People prefer this, I guess, in general. Let's do this one here. This one's actually kind of neat. So if I want to see is 2x to the 4 minus x cubed minus 3x squared plus 9x minus 3. Let's divide that by 2x plus 1. I want to figure out how this divides evenly. So here, what you're going to do is you're going to write each of these coefficients out. So 2, and then make sure you don't miss any here. So that's minus 1, the minus 3 from minus 3x squared, the 9 from 9x, and then minus 3 here. And then I'm going to divide, but I'm not going to divide by negative 1 here. What you're going to divide by is this, negative 1/2. So you're going to take this number here, change the sign, and then divide by 2. So if I want to see if what 2x plus 1, how many times 2x plus 1 goes into this, you're not going to divide by just the negative 1 here. You're going to take the negative 1 and divide it by whatever's here. And that's your j and that's your k. So we call this j divided by k. And so then I'm left with negative 1/2. And the way this works is you start off by, and I'll just change my color. Step 1 is just bring this number straight down, and then you're going to multiply this times this. So 2 times negative 1/2 gets me negative 1. Okay, and then now instead of subtracting, you add. So this plus this is negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2, and then you go negative 1/2 times negative 2. Be careful with that. That's plus 1, right? Add them together. I'm at minus 2. So this seems a little quicker, I think. That times that. Be careful. Minus times minus is a plus, so I have a positive. And that is again plus 1. And then that comes down when I add them together. That is 10. And finally, I bring down, or I multiply these together, and I get minus 5, and I'm left with these added together, which is minus 8. So what that is telling me is that when I divide this by this, so 2x plus 1 into there, I end up with, whatever my colors are, I end up with 2x cubed. Okay, so this is my x cubed now. This is my x squared. This is my x, and this is my constant. This is my remainder. So I'm left with this minus this plus 10, and then that times 2x plus 1, and then I have a remainder of 8, minus 8. Okay, so that's synthetic division. There's a little app, like I said, built into your unit, and try that. There's a bunch of them. There are demos and practices, and enjoy. Okay, any emails, send them to me. Thanks.